Hello, in this video I will show you how to create a duplicate working paper assignment and then delete an old version. In this video there is actually no error with the assignment I'm going to show you, but I will show you how you'd be able to do this if you do find a reported error in an online working paper assignment and it has been corrected. You can duplicate the assignment so that students will see the corrected version and then delete the old version from your course. So in this example, I'm going to pretend that working paper 1-3 had an error and I want to remove this from my course. Because at least one of my students has opened this assignment and attempted it, all of my students are going to see the same version. So I'm going to go over to the app dock on the Applia app to the right, and this will open up. I can always expand this to make it a little bit larger if I like. The Applia app is going to show me a list of all of the Applia assignments inside my course. I want to quickly find working papers 1-3, so I'll type in working papers, and here it is. Now when I see this assignment, I can click the plus sign to see individual questions. I can always make a copy of this question by clicking the little copy button if there was only an error in one question of the assignment, and then I can delete it. If there might have been an error in both the work together and on your own portion, I just want to create a duplicate of this entire assignment and then delete the old one. So to do that, I'm going to click the copy button at the assignment level. It looks like 2 sheets of paper. And it's now creating a copy. Just so I know, I'm going to rename this to corrected. I'll click save. And now I've now created a copy of the working papers 1-3, but because none of my students have attempted it and the product team has corrected any errors, this will now be the corrected version. If I want to get rid of the old version so it's not appearing in my gradebook, I can always hide it from my course. And I actually wouldn't do that here. I have my copy, and since this is a copy, this has to stay in the Applia list. But I can hide that old version from my gradebook and from my students by now going back to my main MindTap screen. The first thing I'm going to want to do is to hide that old version here. To do that, I have to have the edit toggle turned on. And as the teacher, I can click the hide button. This will actually hide it from my gradebook as well as my students. And now I need to bring that new assignment I created into my MindTap course. So to do that, I'm going to click the Add Create button, Add Activity, and in this list, I'll click Applia Assignment. This will look a lot like the Applia app that I just saw, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that new assignment where I labeled Corrected. It shows me right here that it's not already in the learning path. If it was already part of my course, I would see a check mark under In Path. So to make sure that's added, I'm going to select it, click Continue, and now I'll be able to rename it, give a description. If I want, I can set availability and due dates for my students, and then right here I'm going to use these drop downs to put it in a certain section of my course. So this is actually part of Chapter 1 in the first end of lesson review. So I'm going to select that folder. And I'm going to put it, actually it's in the third end of lesson review because it's 1-3, and I'm going to put it right before where those working papers were before, and I'll click Add. Now when my students come to this course, I've replaced the working papers 1-3 with the new corrected version, and my students will not see the version that I hid.